morning, everyone. Today we are going to talk about how to set up your local Python environment to do your Python coding and learning in your local system. There are a lot of people talking about should we install Spider, PyCharm, Jupyter Notebook, Anaconda, VS Code, and I just wanted to put everything in perspective and talk about my experience, what is worked best for me, and what I suggest and the students to do, the mentees who are learning under me, to set up a environment in which they can practice and learn. If you have the right environment initially, you will go and use it more better and proactively. So now coming to quickly sharing my screen. So first thing that we should understand is Anaconda. What is Anaconda? It is a virtual environment. So when you talk about Python environment, there are multiple things to take into consideration. Virtual environment is Anaconda, which is one of the best free open sources that is available. And why is it good? Because if you install basic base Python in your system, it will look something like this. Like I have 3.10 base Python installed, that is there, but I am not using this particular thing exactly. I am using something that is in the Anaconda environment. Anaconda environment gives you the option to select and create multiple environments with multiple Python versions, because if you keep adding a base Python, if you keep installing different versions, your project, that when you're using it, you will get confused, and this is not the way you should work. So what does this particular setup do? In Anaconda gives you a base wherein mostly there is 3.9 as of today, and then you can create your virtual environment. So I have created a virtual environment where I use 3.11, and I call and use that for some of my projects. Some of my projects I use 3.10, and in my experience and in my research that I have done also in this particular article that you can see, 3.11 performs much better than 3.10 in most of the algorithms. So it is much faster. Sometimes it is told that it is up to 2 times faster, and I personally prefer 3.11 because of the speed, and for most of my data science and ML and even the open AI API projects that I'm doing for my workshops. Now coming to back to this particular thing, how to set up the environment. First, we need to go to the official Anaconda website that is there. So what is the official Anaconda website? So it is like an environment, as I was mentioning you earlier, where we will just quickly go and show you how to do it. So I've already installed it. I will just quickly tell you the process. Few things you need to keep in mind. A few things that you need to make sure. This is the first link. It's only one link. If you want, I can put the direct link as well. You need to directly click download here. Once you click download, it gets installed. Let me see whether I have the installer already, so that I can. No, I don't have it. It is around 1.1 GB. It's around 1 GB. So let it get downloaded, and until it is getting downloaded, I just want to tell you a few things that you have to be careful with. You have to have the virtual environment, that you are doing. You have to set the Anaconda to the system path. And when I say system path, and when you go to your command prompt, this is your Windows command prompt, and if you click Conda, you should get that particular this particular setup, and you should not get an error message that is it is not installed. How to by default there is an option. It is better to have, you can, while doing the installation, you can directly click and add the environment path inside the Conda and Python both inside that, and this is going to be helpful. That is there. If it is not getting done, then you need to do it manually, and I have talked about that as well in my I can talk about that as well quickly. So now this is installed, as you can see. Still getting installed. It's 1 GB file. So now the Anaconda is installed, as you can see. So I'll just double click this, and I just wanted to tell you, already I have it installed, but I'm not going to do the complete process. I'm just going to show you end to end what you need to do. to get sure. So see, a few things that you need to be careful of. These are very basic license agreement. I will request you to do it all users, because it is, even if your teammate or someone wants to access this computer, then this is a he will also be able to use it. That is a very good thing that you need to do. So when I do next, it is going to check for the requirements. So maybe I already have Anaconda, so it may give me an error. So they have asked me for admin privileges just to be sure. So now you can see it is going to ask for the space required. Next. So can you see this create start menu? Shortcuts, you can do this, and then you need to click install. That is there. And after that, it is going to ask for system variable information that is there. Also, I will share the details about this particular thing as well. That is there. You will be able to install it. And I don't want to do it because I already have it installed. And you can just do cancel. So once this is installed, you will have something like this. And if you don't, if you are a command prompt, if environmental variable, the best way to check is this particular thing, right? Conda version. So if this is not working, as I mentioned you, so if this 4.12, then what you need to do, you need to put the environmental path. So by default, your Anaconda navigator will be like this. And if you don't have VS Code installed in your system, and if you are using a iOS, you may not see this here. So you need to go and install it separately. But if you are seeing this here, you will have an install option. You can click install and get it installed. And if the environmental path variable is not there, then what you need to do is you have to do edit the system environmental path, edit the system environmental variables, go to environmental variables path. You will, what you will see that Conda is not here. Anaconda and this particular so here my Python script is there, and here my Conda is there. So these two things you need to add it manually. And how to add it manually? You just go here, edit, and then you can just new, and then you can put here, and then you can do OK. And how to know where exactly the path is? If you don't know where is your Python installed, which is the exact path, then you again go back to CMD, and you can do two things. You can do you can just do where Python. So you can see I have two Pythons installed. One is my base Python, and one is the Python in Anaconda. And I mostly use my Python in my Anaconda because of the version issues. Now for Conda, you can check where Conda. So Conda is inside the scripts, and this is inside the Anaconda main page. So these two have to be added, and then you will have the Anaconda navigator ready. The best thing is environment in Anaconda. So the environment, there is a base environment and there is a new environment. Suppose I want to create a new environment for today's, suppose I just want to show you, today is 19th November. I will do 19th November. 19th, I think that they don't take numbers. So you need to write November test. So you can see this thing we need to select the packages. It is starting point. Every version has one dot. So I generally take 3.11, or you want to have 3.10. It is up to you. You just select this, whatever is your name of the environment, and you can create. And as I told you, better to use the latest, because you are not working on any traditional systems. You are learning, and you should learn on the latest. And that latest one is also fastest one. And 3.11 actually is there for a long time. So most of the data science and AI packages are really working with it. Till now, I have not found any personal issues, but you can do that. So till then, this is getting installed. If you don't have VS Code, the way to get VS Code, as I mentioned in the document, is you need to now, as I said, this is the navigator. And by Visual Studio Code, you need to go and install the Visual Studio Code. So I will Visual Studio. It's a Microsoft product, Visual Studio Code. Download. So Visual Studio Code download, you can go here. It's a very simple, it's a very small program. It's like a IDE, basically integrated development environment, where you can use a lot of things. So there are a lot of options. The best way to click is download. It is going to take the default of your operating system, and it is going to get it downloaded. So now till this environment is set up, if you can see this environment is set up, what you can do is it is loading some of the basic packages that are there, and then you can right click and start coding. So the easiest way to start coding in this is open it in Jupyter Notebook, which I'm going to quickly download it. You give a couple of seconds till it downloads, and then you will have it up. Or else, if this is not working, then you can directly go here and yeah, you can directly click. Sometimes it does not take it up. It's around 90 MB, so it is downloading it. Till then, yes, click play button. Then there is option here, open with Jupyter, open with this. Jupyter is not coming right now. Let us see why. Go to home, Jupyter. So Jupyter Notebook has to be installed in this environment. So every environment you have to, like, so this in here, Jupyter Notebook is not there. So you need to install. So let me go to my previous environment that I created, my environment. So here Jupyter Notebook was installed. You can quickly install it. And so now you can see the different environment has different setup and everything, and you can quickly navigate in that and you can open it up. So once this is downloaded, you can open it, and this is very fairly simple. You can just, it's like any Windows software. Here also, I don't think here you don't need to do anything about the path. It takes the default path of the IDE. You see, it is currently running, so it is just next. So I think I need to close this one and just see what is this latest. Yeah, so now this play button is come and see this. Why is open your Jupyter Notebook is not coming? Because I think Jupyter Notebook is already open. Okay, I think there is some update for Jupyter Notebook. So I'm installing the latest update of Jupyter Notebook so that I can show you. So now just to be just to make this clean, close all the buttons. So accept, next. You can see add to path. So just do add to path. By here it is giving you options. So always click add to path. So it will be there in the same environmental path. And then just click install and everything will work. And then let me just exit this. I don't want to keep this running. So once Jupyter Notebook is installed, you can open it up. I'm going to use now VS Code to just show you how this thing is working. So I just click from here launch. Very simple. So now we have the VS Code ready. So now we have this VS Code is ready, and this thing is ready. So now what we can do is go to run terminal, new terminal. So new terminal will open up in VS Code. Then you can check what is the, if you remember what version we had added. So first activation is happening. So when I open this, let me again open the terminal, because I should just give a couple of seconds because for the environment. So it activates the environment. So it is just give, yeah, it is activating the environment, my environment, and now I can check a Python version. So it is 3.11. Suppose I want to write a new write a quick code that we always do. I can first save this as test November 2023 and test November 23, and then just do print hello world. So this is the first code that we all try to write, and then save this. It is saved, and then just saved. Then click play. It takes this code and it runs it off. That is one way of doing it. It will run the code. It will print hello world. The other way to run it is Python, and then test November 23.py. No such. I think the name is. You just make sure that the name is correct. And yeah, actually this file is not there. This file is there in the discount bot inside my environment. So I have to go to discount bot. So I have to go to this correct folder ls. Yeah, this is here. So now I have to run this. So this is important. I have to go to that folder, run Python, and do this, and then get this code. So this is the way to do it. VS Code is here. This thing is here. Now one more thing I just wanted to show you guys is the if now you want to see what are the interpreters that are there right now. So and this Python select. So we have to do this Control Shift P. Then we need to go to that is a command palette. Then we need to go to Python select. So when you go to select interpreter, you can see there are so many interpreters right now. We created 3.9. We created workshop. This is, I think this is the old one. This is that I created just to show November test 3.11. You test. You can see different versions and different things. So this is the good thing about Conda. So some are base packages, some are through Anaconda. So you can accordingly select. So right now I've selected I've opened it using my environment, so this is selected. So this, you have to be very careful of the environment. We have to be very careful of the Python version that you're using, and you have to keep it consistent over your project. So keep these things in mind. For in my experience, virtual environment Anaconda controls everything properly. Keep a proper version for every project and environment, and then you can build it using VS Code, which gives you a lot of extensions and updates. So this is it. Any questions? All the links will be there in this video. And best of luck, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.